Are you like me and a bit nosy and wanting to know what other people get paid in the NHS? Well, this video is for you. Hi, my name's Sabrina Phillips. I am a mental health nurse working currently as an interim director of the NHS in a partnership role, and on this channel I talk about nurse career advice. I also do some simple lock hairstyles and budgeting tips. If that's something that you're interested in, please do like, subscribe, and let's get into this video. You're here to hear about what people get paid. Let me tell you about it. So just to note that the rates I'm speaking of is under what we call the Agenda for Change, which is the pay scale that the NHS uses to pay its NHS nurses and some allied health staff. This video is only about nurses because that's what I am a nurse, that's what I know. In this video I'm only going to be speaking of bandings 5 to 9, and that's because as a registered nurse you start on the register as a band 5 nurse. So from day 0, once you get your PIN number from the NMC, so the Nursing and Midwifery Council, you will be starting as a band 5 nurse. So when I say a band 5 nurse, that's usually, like I say, your first foray into nursing. That's where you come in as a qualified nurse, and as a band 5 nurse you could be working on an inpatient ward, you could be working in a community team, you could be working in an outpatient department. But what you will find, especially in my experience and in the UK, it's changing now, that most band 5 nurses start on the ward. So what that means is that your starting pay now with the new Agenda for Change, and I'm looking, is that you will start on £24,907. So that's for anybody with 1 to 2 years experience. So what that means is, even if you've been qualified for maybe 6 months, a year, and you've moved jobs, you will still be on that pay scale. Okay, so if you work in London, which is known to be a high cost area, you get given what's called an inner London weighting, and in basic term that means that you get 20% of your basic salary added to your pay, and this varies in range from £4,473 to £6,890. So it's between that range. Outer London borough, and that is, you get 15% of your basic wage, which equates to £3,784 to a maximum of £4,822. So that's on top of the basic that I said as a band 5 you'd be getting at 24,907. The other, if you're in the fringe, so that's people that are not in outer London, you get 5% of your wage, and that varies from £1,034 to £1,791. And like I said, a band 5 is somebody that works in a ward. On top of your basic pay, depending, especially if you're in a ward and you work early, late, night shifts, and early shift and you get an enhancement if you do a late shift, and you normally get your enhancement starts after 8 o'clock at night, and then if you're on a night shift you get paid an enhancement for doing that whole night shift. You also get enhancements for working Saturdays and Sundays, and you also get an enhancement for bank holiday pay. So these are some of the things that would bump up your basic pay if you work in a ward or if you do unsocial hours. The other thing to note is you have a tax allowance. So because we're still in 2020, the current tax allowance is £12,500, and for basic payers you then start paying 20% tax on anything over £12,501 up to £50,000. For higher rate payers, anything over £50,001 up to £150,000, you pay 40% tax, and anybody earning over 150k will pay a 45% tax rate. I must say that the vast majority of nurses will be paying the basic tax rate. So the next band up, so last bit to say is, so the bottom of band 5 is £24,907 and the top is £30,615. As a band 6, you will start off at £31,365 up to £37,890. When I say a band 6 nurse, you're normally talking about on a ward. It could be a clinical charge nurse, it could be a practice development nurse. In the community, this could be a community psychiatric nurse. And the next banding up is what we call band 7, and this is usually going to be your team leader, ward manager post. It is also, because I used to work in QI, it could be a quality improvement facilitator. That's at a band 7 level. And for band 7, your starting salary for somebody that just got a band 7 role, it'll be £38,890, and at the top of the banding you get £44,503. So those are the roles that you're thinking about. So it's usually going to be your team leader role, your ward manager role. The next banding up is your band 8A role, and the starting point is £45,753, going up to £51,668. And the roles that this encompasses are things such as being a modern matron. I was an education and training lead, clinical service leads, that are band 8As. There's also governance leads, so people that look after your complaints and SI departments, they will be at a band 8A. We've also got safeguarding leads who are also at a band 8A. So those are your roles at 8A, and there might be some other specialist ones out there, but those are the ones that I know of from a mental health perspective. So if there are other roles that I've missed out, please drop them in the comments so other people can see as well. And then you go to your 8B roles, and you start off here at £53,168 up to £62,001. And in your 8B roles, these are usually your general managers. I was a general manager, so we also have some of our nurse consultants that are at an 8B role as well. And then the next banding up, I'm going to have some tea. Talking a bit. Tea. At an 8C role, that's the next banding up, that starts at £63,751, going up to £73,664. And this is your head of nursing roles, so that's also your deputy directors as well in your organisations. So if you're at this role, it means that you're looking after multiple teams in potentially multiple areas. And then you've got an 8D role, which then starts at £75,914 and goes up to £87,754. So you usually have people that are programme directors at this role. I don't think there are that many 8D roles in the system anymore. I also know that in some organisations, your 8Ds are your service directors as well. However, in the organisation I work for, service directors are at band 9, and that's the next banding up, which starts at £91,004 going up to £104,927. And like I said, that's the current role I'm interim in, and so it's, you know, directors. You also have deputy directors of nursing at band 9 roles. It could be directors for estates and facilities, those type of roles. And then on top of that, you've got very senior managers who I think then starts negotiating their pay. So those might be people who are board members, who are your directors of nursing. I've just really gone through the different bandings of, you know, what people are getting paid in the NHS. I hope that was as interesting as. It's just to give you an idea. I've seen different videos where people have compared it to other countries. I think if I was to compare it to a country, I would maybe look at doing the Caribbean, because that's where I'm originally from. So if that's something that you're interested in doing, I can have a go. If you like this video, if you have more questions, do drop the comments, do like, do subscribe, do share, do ask me to go in a bit deeper on different things. I just thought it would be good to put my spin on the different areas of pay, but also to tell you the different roles included in the different areas of pay and get that out of the way. So thank you for joining me. Please like, subscribe, and let's be bold and brave together, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.